Going on, Shark fans and NHL fans? Well, Doug Wilson pulls off another blockbuster deal. Dany Heatley goes to Minnesota for Martin Havlat. Now, first of all, I want to wish you all happy Independence Day. I know that's probably the reason why I'm making this video a day later after the trade, because I was out for the weekend. Can't do much on a Monday, but I did all my Independence Day fun for the weekend. So I got back around midnight and saw the trade, and I'm like, wow. And had to get my thoughts in there. So Dany Heatley, though, goes to Minnesota. And really looking at this trade, I like it. Why is because it saves us $2.5 million. That's probably a plus. Doug Wilson will probably use that as to spend somewhere on the third and fourth liners, or even another defenseman, a guy like maybe Brent Sopel, someone like that maybe. But going on to this trade, though, this is a good thing because Dany Heatley did not produce. It's pretty obvious. He had that 39 goal season when he first came, but after that, it just hasn't been the same. He had a very mediocre second season, and remember, he was the highest paid guy on the team. He's paid to score the big goals for us, to score, and he failed to do that. You can say what you want about some of these other guys, but Heatley, I wasn't a huge fan of him. I'm just happy I don't have a Heatley jersey, because those who own one of those, you need to get your money back somehow. He's been so disappointing in the last couple of years. From a Minnesota standpoint, yeah, I know they needed offense, so congrats to you guys. You get some offense that you needed. Now we got Martin Havlat, the Sharks did. And Doug Wilson, I was really looking back at his history. Minnesota has had its troubles. He didn't get all the help he needed to. He was one of the stars on the Blackhawks a few years ago. He was on that 2009 team that lost to Detroit in 2009. And he had a very good postseason. He almost had a point a game. And he also had a very respectable postseason when he was in Ottawa back in 2006. So there is some hope for this Martin Havlat guy. And he may not have the offensive stats and the numbers that Dany Heatley could have had in goals, but the Sharks have a ton of weapons on offense. We don't need Dany Heatley necessarily because he was paid to score and he wasn't. It was Logan Couture who was scoring. Patrick Marleau did his scoring. Pavelski, even though he was hurt, he was still scoring a lot better in a ratio than Dany Heatley was. So we have plenty of weapons on offense, and it doesn't bother me that Heatley's gone. And also that contract. I was worried Heatley's expensive contract was going to screw with us. But now that we reduced it to $5 million and even get an extra year, Havlat, he's got a decent deal with us, and he waived his no-trade clause, Before the seasons began, this offseason, I kind of accepted the fact Heatley wouldn't go anywhere because he had a no-trade clause. But I'm happy he didn't list Minnesota as one of the teams he didn't want to go to. He only had like 10 teams he listed there, and Minnesota wasn't one of them. But yeah, from a Sharks perspective, I like this because we don't need regular season stats, like crazy regular season stats. If he gets 60 points in the regular season and produces in the postseason, that's all that matters. Doug Wilson is banking on the postseason and Havlat's history with Chicago and with Ottawa. He's expecting Havlat to produce when it matters, making the big passes in the postseason. There's just a light debate. Does Logan Couture move up to the first line and you put Havlat on the second? Because I know Thornton and Havlat are both assist men, and I know he's a great setup man. So this also brings a little bit of speed. After acquiring a turtle speed Michael Handzus, now you got some more speed with Havlat, which I'm fine with. We have a share of speed, and this guy is going to provide that. But what do you guys like? Do you like about this trade? I think the Sharks are probably going to spend the rest of that cap space we do have, just because I know that there's like $6 million to spend still. So I expect a few more one-year deals to sign the third and fourth lines. If we acquire a big defenseman or something, I'll probably talk again. But I expect some minor signings just for depth at this point. There shouldn't be any more trades going on with first, second line players. This is a good deal for the postseason. Minnesota might win this deal with regular season stats. Heatley will probably produce more points, but Havlat in the postseason, that's where the judgment will come. And we'll see what happens. So once again, happy Independence Day, you guys. we'll see you guys later. Sorry if college football previews haven't come yet, but you know, I've waited for a few headlines to come up here and there, making sure some of these suspensions or any headlines late ruin my predictions. So that's why I'm waiting a little bit longer. But don't worry, you'll see college football videos coming, and as well as an Oakland A's All-Star break report with Gio Gonzalez at the All-Star game. Mark Ellis was traded, so farewell there. But Sharks, they got the needs they needed. Is that they needed another playmaker rather than a guy that's a pure scorer who's been disappointing for that matter. Those of you who think Minnesota got a steal, it's a wait and see. And I have faith that this move's going to work because Doug Wilson is rolling his chips for this year. A lot of pressure will be on the Sharks team, and we'll see what happens. We'll see you guys later, and go Sharks as always.